What up? Peace to the people. About to holler about the bar DAO that we setting off in a minute, just to get this visual online. But first, I gotta. Oops. Let me see. I gotta jump this off with a tune. Goes a little something like this.
It's the crypto commandments. It's the crypto commandments. Yeah, I can teach you something that you don't know. The rules of making money off crypto. It's the crypto commandments. It's the crypto commandments. I can teach you something that you don't know. The rules of making money off crypto.
Alright, this ain't financial advice, but we've been land banking. The expansion on the mansion is nice. If you never took a chance in your life and you want some Bitcoin, I can knock a few grand off the price. Yeah, that's cool. Yep. Here's rule number 1, be cautious, cause there's some shit you've never done. Rule number 2, only invest what you wanna lose. Like that money with the chick you blew on a cruise. Rule number 3, buy the rumor. Sell the news, cause the noobs get enthused. See, we read stock charts, watch tickers, and do fundamentals. Rule number 4, watch the price and make a move.
About to mess up my rating real quick.
Like the Robin Hood app was stealing from the poor. My one talk too much, know everything. Partner told me Bitcoin was over when it hit 4 bands. I said, you're a brand. I ran and bought more, man. The same dude said it was a short squeeze and his brain got popped over GameStop stock when that thing got dry. Rule number 5, if you buy it and it take a dive, buy more, double down, that'll decrease your cost average, your boss savage, but I ain't acting like I ain't lost cabbage. My thoughts be tossing darts and you can learn from my experiences. Thought seriousness, which leads me to rule number 6, never use an online wallet for your grips, not Coinbase or none of that shit.
I'm just thinking.
Chips. Secure insured website, you could call it.
It's all about thinking.
Breaking into apps, you get your wallet hacked. I said I need a favor. My man gave me an encrypted code he wrote down on a piece of paper, and that's 250 of them in a paper wallet. He owed me one, he try and make it solid, huh? Rule number 7, if you're scared, go to church and get the money to the
I made the worst move.
Yeah.
Just let my see. That's what I be doing wrong, and he didn't even take advantage of it.
I'm in for money, real honey with Dunny shooting a skeet gun. Mommy got a unique physique with the feet done. She keep the toes out.
That was a big mistake.
XRP holding, she said close out. Which leads me to rule number 8. You can move on the price or you can move on the weight or the trade value. You know the way I do.
But I'm making my way to my goal.
Shit, I pull up there like, hey, how are you? Shit, rule number 9. Remember, this ain't the stock market. Be in it for the long haul. Buy some altcoins. I got ETH at 150. He welterweight. He got beef at 150.
You don't wanna rock, man. Come on, let's get it poppin'. Like the video.
The rang off the blockchain. Fat boy with the pants on, think he slim. The pinky ring look like an inky rim. Getting crypto money out the ATM. Y'all niggas still doing cash money. That's baby now. Yeah. Rule number 10. Don't be stingy. Share the money with the friend. Let your partner know when to sell and when to spend. That's how we all win.
It's the crypto commandments. It's the crypto commandments. Yeah, I can teach you something that you don't know. The rules of making money off crypto. It's the crypto commandments. It's the crypto commandments. I can teach you something that you don't know. The rules of making money off crypto.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Anybody out in the world, say holla if you hear me. Anyway, I'm about to do a little video just to get some information up about what we're doing with the bar DAO. For shout out to people who down with what's going on already. And so what I'm gonna do here is put some pressure on his queen, who seems to be just sitting there so happily, and he's moving along, but I'm gonna do a 2-series move that'll take my knight unexpectedly to the eastward direction to E7, and then I'm gonna put it on F5. So from over here is my move. He probably is gonna be suspecting that because he's high rated. He's 1222 rating. He didn't really suspect it what he's going to do, yeah, he probably did suspect it because he's saying right here, if you move on my queen, I'm going to move on your queen, right? And so then we're going to be in a situation of queen exchanges. The queen exchange is going to work better for me because he's threatening my castle right here. You see what I'm saying? And so my rating is 1254, by the way, and I've been messing it up. And so he wants to do this queen exchange as if I'm scared, and I'm going to call his bluff. So he gonna move his queen because he don't want to lose his queen because the threat that he put on my castle is now going back to his castle. I also need to dictate this game. I need to make him move moves that he wasn't planning on doing in order to move like that right there, which just gave me a cool little opening. What it gave me was an opening in the castle, because he's going to try to hurt something. I need to, if I kill this right here, which I should do, he's going to take it with his queen, putting his queen back over here. But I need to just go for my castle right now. Wow. You feel what I'm saying? And so then he gonna try to have me in this corner, but I can work with that. All I gotta do is get this out the way. Yeah, I can work with that. Anyway, how y'all doing? We gonna talk about this bar we got going on. I just got caught up in the chess game I was doing while we trying to get some viewership up. So yeah, now he threatened that, you see? And so, as I said, I could take this. He has no castle situation. I could take this. He gonna have to swing back over with his queen, unless he's silly and wanna open up his last protection for his king. And so as I take this, he gonna move over here, which gives me a quick castle. And he gonna move back on top of, he can't move back on top of my castle. So yeah, he gonna move back right to here after that. Watch this. So I'm taking that. He gonna take it with his queen because he's not gonna take it with this piece right here. You feel me? And so he analyzing the situation right now as well. So now he gonna take that with his queen. I get into my castle. He look at his army all messed up, no order. He took it with the queen. Now he going back right here to this square because he don't like the position he just lost. He either gonna take this one. If he take 3 again, okay, that's easy. I ain't tripping off that. Now we rocking. Now we rocking. So what he's saying is, I'm about to threaten your castle and I'm gonna push these up on your castle. How you gonna stop that? This how I'm gonna stop it. If he pushes this piece down, right? He's going off the strength of that and it's double protected. I'm gonna swing my queen down so that if he push this piece down, which he gonna have to now, he gonna push this piece down, this white piece on. If he's because he's so now he's doing what I want him to do, because what he don't want to do is get into this beef that I got for him. So basically, look what I'm saying. All right, now I can just stop this and I got protection. You see, and he ain't got nothing to do. He'll probably try to slide over, get in right here and come into my kingdom, into my castle that way. But instead of playing so, offensive, I'm about to do my thing. I mean, so I don't like to play defensive. Forget what you're doing. Watch what I'm doing. Is how I like to play. So let me get to where I need to get to. So I can almost get this pawn right here into a threatening position in a few ways. I go up right here, right? He gonna take that, and that's gonna open up my knight. Forget what he doing over here. I got to stop on that like that. He gonna try to scoot over and act like he coming down, but he know he not doing that. And so what other path he gonna take? That can't even do nothing really. Look at this circle. There's something on every circle that knight could go to. But he's a good player. So I need to finish with my plan now, right? Because if you ain't got no plan, you definitely gonna lose. I'm sorry that I started off doing this and now I'm here. But we'll get back to it. So my plan is to eventually have a conflict with this knight and this knight that's going to force dude over. It's going to push me up. It's going to force him to address this, which I possibly won't have no protection for. Yes, I will, because I'm going to slide this. I'm going to have some protection. So you got to be able to think down the road. Dude don't see what's coming. He about to, all right, see, he did it different. That's good for him. You feel me? I wanted him to take that piece. He's smart. He didn't take it. I went right there. All right, now I got to deal with something. Anyway, damn, I wasn't trying to do this. So y'all know what a DAO is, right? Well, I've been working on one for a while now, and we in the stage where we're about to start funding projects. And so we are about to, what I'm gonna do is that's a silly threat. If I re-threaten, that's really the only place I could go. I'm re-threatening his pawn right here, but it's a silly threat. It don't do nothing. Dude moved over here. Okay, so dude gonna try to, all right, well, let's go. Let me see. So let me see something. I don't mind if he come down here and go right there. If he go right here, I'm taking it with this. If he go right there, then he gonna be trying to just make, all right, so if you take this, I'm taking it that way because I got all this protection this direction. So I'm really still not tripping off that. It looked macho, but I'm not impressed. I mean, he could do what he got to do, but he just got to do, that's his job. My job is doing what I got to do. So I got to get this knight off this corner by swinging this over here, take this right here, and I got that move, and then nope. So I gotta do some moves. Hold on. You feel me? Oh shit, I got 1 minute left. I'm over here overthinking. So now we got a speed chest and I'm tripping. I got 1 minute left on the clock. Sorry. He got 7 minutes left. Really, because I'm talking and stuff. So now I'm about to speed chest it and just let my brain do the situation. He took that. I told myself I'm going that way, putting a threat on this knight, but not really such a big threat. But when I swing up to this position right here, I can threaten this queen and then take that. Watch this. Come on. You got to think fast. He trying to get over. He going to move this horse because he want to get his queen. All right, bow. That works for me. Bow. Now I got to do this. Come on. Get your shit rocked real quick, family. And I'm going to set you up real nice. He going to take then I'm going to have all right, I got to get to this corner too. Oh, there it go. Look, bow, right there. That's that check. But I got to get my queen right there, sneakily get my queen on this black foul, bow, hit him on this diagonal to this check right here. He ain't going to like that. All right, so what I did right there was, now he gonna take this with that. He gonna take it with his horse. I hit it with my knight. And then, oh, damn, I just lost my check over here. So he took it with his horse. I hit it with my knight. It's still protected. Now I gotta move, bro. I gotta move my queen, see? So basically, you just stop that with that. If he hit this, I got time. I'm on the time. I'm sorry, because I'm on the time. I didn't see I was losing. I mean, he got this now. Oh, it's over. He gonna hit me with this diagonal. Hit me with the diagonal. Oh, he didn't even do it. So now black coming in under that is really powerful. I gotta, look, this is my last call. I'm gonna do a sneak check. Watch this. He gonna try to bring this up. I ain't tripping off that. See, he don't want to, so he gonna just do the punk check and then I'm gonna go over there and it won't lead to nothing. See, he brought it. So what I do now? Do I go take my check over here and start trying to get him? Yeah, blood, you gotta fight. Come on, that's what I'm saying. Shit, if it's almost over, it's almost over. You gotta fight. Watch this. He gonna be like, aha, I snuck that out on his ass. So if he go to white, I gotta go down to black. And then I can hit black. No, then he'll be mated. I mean, he'll have to put that over. So see, this is a good game still. I had my, I'm sorry, y'all. Just got caught up and I love chess. He about to knock my rating down, but it's cool. I got 25 seconds to think this through. He's using time to his advantage. Wait a minute, it's over. If you go right here, I can't do nothing. No, I got him in check. I forgot. So I just got to keep my check on his neck so I could force him over and bring out this rook, because ain't nothing else got a path, and that rook is still blocked. So this is what he thinking about. Bow. Now he got to do this, and he about to be mated almost. He going to have to bring his queen up. Told you. Quick thinking, bruh. Get yourself out the shit. Come on, man. Give me that. Give me that knight. You can't do shit else. Oh, he did something else. So he's trying to play with me because I'm going to take material while you want to play. Oh, so he can't go over there. See, so I got to just keep doing what I got to do until he make a mistake that I can take advantage of. But it works by keeping this fool in check. I got 16 seconds left. Okay, another mistake. Nope, because now he going to go left and I can't check him again. That wasn't a mistake. All right, now I got to go back to, oh, I can't go over there. Oh my gosh. All right, now you're going to go down. What's it going to do? Oh, he got me after he go down. Now he got me. That's checkmate. Checkmate. Good game, though. My bad for taking so long. Oh, he didn't even make me? He tripping 4 seconds. What to do? I gave up my queen. I couldn't think. Good thing. All right, good game, partner. I'm a 12:45. All right. That ain't how you start what you call it? What's up? Anybody out in the world? Let me see the chat. See if any people in the chat. I didn't check my audio. I didn't check nothing. But if you watch that and we about to learn something. Let me see. Peace. Thanks for watching. All right, here we go. Let's get it in. Because really I've been waiting for a lot of technology, a lot of bugs, a lot of things to deal with a project I'm working on that could benefit anybody in the chat. And so we crowdfunded in order to build this project called the Bar DAO. The Bar DAO is a well, I want to talk about it, but I'll just read it. The Bar DAO, the goal of the Bar DAO is funding the arts through a democratic process. Again, the goal of the Bar DAO is funding the arts, not just rap, because I didn't want it to be limited. I want it to grow. I see this as a plant that's going to grow into a big ass tree. And so it's not limited to hip hop, but your proposals that you submit should be based on the arts. So we're going to incubate projects through a system, a democratic process of gathering a 51% vote. If you get 51% of the community to vote on your project, you win. So we starting this July 1st. The first grant will be $1,000. It's just like, because the market got hit so bad, we was going to launch. Basically, the market depleted a lot of the resources. Obviously, everybody know that if I was dealing with this in crypto and then crypto went down, then we got a lot less to start with. But that's not the goal, or that's not the spirit. What we read to know is that we set out to execute something, so we're going to do something, and eventually it's going to grow into what it's supposed to grow into. So let's talk about it. The Bar DAO, for people who don't know. A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. Decentralized means no governing authority. It is autonomous, implying it runs by itself, and most DAOs sell governance tokens. They sell governance tokens, and they pay a high APY to DAO members. In this sense, And in the sense of all U.S. legalities, we are not a traditional DAO. Because I've learned a lot going through this process. I want to be able to use this technology, but I don't want to infringe upon and do nothing. I don't want to break no laws. And so we are using DAO protocol and DAO smart contracts, but we are going to be accountable to, this is not an anonymous project. We are being accountable, and we're going to do everything standards like a normal LLC would, so to speak. I have experience with LLCs. A DAO is a new territory. There's only one state that's currently allowing DAOs in America right now, and that's Wyoming. At the offset of this project, we set out to set up offices in Wyoming, to do a governance token, and to go through these protocols. After about 6 months of thought dealing with developers and things, it was best we decided to reform what we want to do, stay completely away from APYs, which is an annual percentage yield, which is a little different than the annual percentage rate. We're going to stay away from APYs. This is all the language of the traditional DAO that doesn't have anything to do with the beauty of the smart contracts. And so we're staying away from APYs. We're staying away from governance token. And we have a system where anybody can vote on your proposal, whether they on Facebook, whether they on anything. They can click vote, and it will help promote you towards winning. I call it incubation. I don't want to call it a grant, so to speak, but it's a grant, so to speak. But it's community, so to speak, working with each other. Now, in a sense, the Bar DAO is not a traditional DAO. Instead of paying APYs, we pay royalties to our contributors. Now I want to break this down, because a royalty, that's not just me switching terms. A royalty is a term, and it's actually, every time I stop to break it down, I got a slide about that. So royalties are requested from each project funded. These royalties are then distributed to DAO contributors quarterly. All right, you hear that? So we're going to request a royalty from, if your project do get funded, or, to whatever extent, we're going to request that you submit what royalty amount from the earnings of that intellectual property that you will license back to the DAO for a limited amount of time, so that the DAO could accumulate income from helping support that project. So if we don't know about royalties, and I should come off the screen, if we don't know about royalties, I mean, this is what I do for real. I don't just sit around and just talk about Egypt all the day. I mean, I do, but I also got to do my main thing. So shout out to the people watching and who don't mind, even if this ain't their cup of tea, who don't mind looking and probing. Because since this is going to be like an open organization, any flaw or anything that you find, it simply is fixed with a proposal. It's called an organizational proposal, but we'll talk about that after we talk about royalties. In case people don't understand royalties, royalties are payments for the use of intellectual property. So if somebody ever say they're getting a royalty, that's what it means. It don't mean, well, really, I know we gonna learn something regardless if you down with this. We like to teach and stuff, anything. So royalty don't got nothing to do with your lineage or nothing. Like I get royalties. You back in the day, you would have thought they get a payment because they was, in a royal family or something. No, royalties are a payment for the use of intellectual property. Now, when you want to go into depth, I could talk about it. There are 6 different, and you can even think of more, but on a base level, when it concerns copyrights, there are 6 different checks. That's the way we should look at it, there are 6 different checks you can get from exploiting your intellectual property because you got 6 different rights of copyright. So you don't have to give, you can get, one person can have one right. He ain't got the right to reproduce, but he got the right to perform. Okay? The right to produce, the right to duplicate, the right to broadcast, the right to sell. All of these are different rights inside of copyright of your intellectual property. And the payments that come from that exploitation is called royalties. So when an actual intellectual property is used to generate income, each proposal or whatever, when an intellectual property is used, it generates income. Each, like if it gets streamed or if your movie get watched on TV, it generates a royalty. Each proposal, so say you want to write a proposal, to get funded, your proposal must include a royalty percentage of the generated income that will go back to the DAO. It's only right, it's just real. But it's not like, so basically, me being in the crypto space and me being in music and me being seeing templates that were used in the publishing space from everything, from everyone from Jive Zombo, who I used to be signed to, all the way to Suge Knight. You feel me? Understanding publishing and how it works would be advantageous to exploit through a democratic process, like to bring the big publishing company to the average everyday man to allow people to earn passive income even if they don't got intellectual property. Because that's what a publishing company really is. It's somebody who figured out they want passive income from intellectual property without producing intellectual property. So what they would do is they would take that property and position it in advantageous positions so it gets exploited more, and then they cut the bag with the person who created it. You see? And so each proposal must include a royalty percentage. And just think about this just like an idea. If this ain't your cup of tea, I want this on my page anyway. And so this is what I'm doing. But if not, just think about this as an idea. And I would like to even hear devil's advocates, because those people make ideas better. And so each proposal must include a royalty percentage of the generated income that will go to the DAO. We suggest from 5 to 50%. So here's the deal. You're going to pay a contribution fee to be able to submit a proposal for funding. It's just like an application fee. We could call it registration, whatever. You pay that fee, right? That fee goes straight to the pot. It helps the pot go up. 10% of the pot is accessible by your proposal if you can convince 51% of the people to say yes. And I did establish a quorum at our holders. So we got 650 holders right now. And so you need 650 public votes, which would only constitute 49% of the total vote in order to keep securities in place against manipulation. Because somebody could be like, oh, I'm gonna make 500 accounts and just get the money. So we got securities in place to prevent that, or to not prevent, but to deter people from going through those type of efforts. So that's simple. If you chose 5% on your proposal, and there's another proposal that chose 25% to come back to the DAO, who you think gonna get funded first? Or who you think people gonna be more apt to click on? You know why? Because the DAO pays out royalties to the contributors. So if you lost, if you don't understand, let me just tell you in a nutshell. What we've done is rewired crowdfunding. We've rewired crowdfunding in the Web 3.0 space and geared it towards the arts. We took some, because when I'm thinking of this, I'm like, okay, we need income streams, right? In order to make it worse, first we need independent income streams, passive income, income that is generated not by your necessary actions. Royalties are generated by your thought. That's why it's called intellectual property. See, if you invent something, you might get a royalty off the use of each one of those things. So you invent an elevator. My partner, rapper virtuoso, great granddaddy, like invented the electric elevator. You feel me? And so they get royalties off the use of that just through the patent. I don't know how, that's not my field, so I don't know how those royalties are paid. I don't know which agency collects and that. But I deal with royalties in the intellectual property, the intangible intellectual property, meaning you can't touch it. Like this video. This video is my intangible intellectual property. You understand that, right? If you take this video and put it on your page and I tell them to strike you, I got all the right to do that, even though I wouldn't, but I got all the right to do that because it's my intellectual property. You could be going bubbly, 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 bubbly. Once you put it into a tangible form, it's your intellectual property. So if you, the fact is most people can't exploit, so that's not intellectual. You see what I'm saying? And so it's about also it being something worth thought value. It has to have a thought value, but I don't want to be stuck on this one page too long, intellectual property. And so the Treasury, I said Treasury? Damn, I'll go back and fix that right now. You don't want to mess with me like that. We'll stop. Snap right up out of shit. Let me go back to it. Yeah, because, we just chilling. But, and so think of what it consists of. The Bar DAO Treasury consists of funds from contributors, right? NFT sales, which the DAO, so we have one NFT project called Hyro Heads. All of the ones that are released have been sold out before a currency that is a reward currency called our Beats token. Before launching them for cash, we're turning over the control of the remaining NFTs to the DAO. So that if we make sales on these NFTs, we increase the treasury. Treasury is only accessed through vote, through 50% quorum of the vote. And so we got NFT sales. That is a sale. That is, I call it aggressive. I don't know what they call it in economics, but when you have to get money by making sales, that's aggressive income to me. Like I gotta go rap on the stage. You might think that's passive, but that's aggressive. It's labor, so it's aggressive, right? You don't have to do it aggressively, but as I don't know what real financial people call this shit. That's not my field. But NFT sales, you gotta really sell those. But liquidity pool fees are generated passively. If you set up the trading pair between, which we did, between Bar and BNB, you generate liquidity pool fees from a little bit of the tax that they put on each transaction. So say Ronnie sent Mike 500 bar. No, that's not a liquidity pool fee. That's just a transaction. Say someone went to Pancake Swap and made a purchase either direction of bar, selling or buying. there's a tax on there, and the person who created that liquidity pool gets a small percentage of that. So those fees are going directly into the Treasury, as well as a percentage of the royalties that we overall generate and proposal submission fees. And so for security, we're currently using Ganache Safe and XDAO, two multi-signer wallets with verified, audit, and prove it protocols for storing digital assets. Ganache Safe and XDAO. So we're gonna pop this off like in July. We're gonna start the first funding period in July. If you don't know nothing about it, you can get more information by joining our Telegram. But now we're talking about submitting proposals. And the first step, you write a funding proposal for your project. Be sure to include videos, photos, external links, etc., and good reasoning why one should vote for you. Because don't forget, once your proposal is live, you can share it in any social media place. You can take it to your Facebook, like, yo, if I win this, if y'all vote, and then I'm making the quorum a static number for the public voting so that people can just be like, man, I need 6. The static number is not chosen arbitrarily by me. It is the amount of holders we have. So since we currently got about 650 holders, if you can get 650 public votes, it don't gotta be the holders. It could be on TikTok, it could be on Snapchat, whatever. If you get those people to vote for you, I don't even know the current hot social medias. If you get those people to vote for you, public, anyone, your church, that vote, if you hit the quorum of 650, it is worth 49% of the quorum. And you only need 51%, and I'm reserving that final 2% for security and manipulation. If we see somebody got 650 votes, and this is why it's not decentralized, because people will try to manipulate it too much. If we see somebody got 650 votes, we're going to put them through a process of assuring that it ain't been no manipulation in process. Go through some particular type of KYC. And if they won, they just going to get granted the funds. Simple as that. But I should have wrote right here, just read from the screen. Choose royalties. Choose a royalty percentage that will go back to the DAO from the income of the project. Be sure to include this in your proposal. Proposals with a royalty without a royalty percentage will not be accepted at this stage. Now that's when you start talking about organizational proposals, because somebody can write an organizational proposal that changes this rule. This is why DAOs is so raw, but we ain't got there yet. Become an author. To submit a proposal before the community, you must become an author. To become an author, you must contribute to the DAO. So some people are going to be like, we raised a lot even to build this. So people contributed just to make this thing a thing, but that's nothing. If they don't want to do nothing with this, they just hold their bar, like we said, and watch this system fall into place, which should eventually bring scarcity. And I don't want to say certain words like, and sell no dreams, but it should bring certain scarcity to the market, or at least increase its marketability, because people will want to get it so that they can try to get these grants. And so to submit a proposal before you come to community, you must be an author. To become an author, you must contribute to the DAO. Send the contribution amount to the DAO contract to receive authorship. So the DAO contract is out and it's public. Voting. Ticketed voting against balance of voting. I don't even see no Hyro heads in here. I should have shared the link with my community, but we getting this. Yo, somebody said good shit. The culture needs this. Thank you for saying that, because this is a template I'm working on, but I also got something for the community. Like, yo, everybody, Is it that once it tips 650 or time limit? So you got a time limit of 7 days. Someone could vote to change that to 14 days. Well, 14 days is the maximum that they will let us run. If you get 650 people, you've gotten to 49% of the vote, but that's the public. Now, it's also 11 members currently on the snapshot, and that's going to grow as this thing launches. And so let's talk about how voting works. We got ticketed voting. With ticketed voting, anyone can vote, and this is what we're rolling out with. We can change it to balance of voting later, but right now it's ticketed voting. With ticketed voting, anyone can vote. With each person is issued one bar, which is our currency. It could be anybody you know. It could be your daughter, your sister. They don't have to have spent no money, nothing. I don't want people to keep getting lost thinking that you're trying to get no. To participate, you don't even have to spend nothing. But what you do got to do is have a MetaMask wallet so it can issue you one of our tokens. You can't spend it no place else. The smart contract is written so you can only spend it to vote on this protocol. It's called ticketed voting. So with ticketed voting requires a predetermined quorum of votes for the proposal to pass, regardless of how many members are in the DAO. You see what I'm saying? Again, ticketed voting requires a predetermined quorum. So before you start something with ticketed voting, you got to say a number. We chose that number to come off of how many holders. We currently got 650 holders, which I'm hella proud of to this day. And people been holding fast all through this market crash and everything. Because we're not trying to be big and lofty. We got a plan. And I always say, if your plan could be executed in a month or two, it probably, unless you know, in that fast money something, it probably ain't a one like this. This took years of thought. But anyway, balance of voting. This voting method looks at the balance of one's wallet, and particularly the currency that we use for voting. So if our currency is bar, we have a smart contract that will look at it's not particular to us. There is a smart contract that will look at the balance of your wallet at the time the proposal was written, and that will constitute your voting power. We're not doing balance of voting yet, but we might, if someone votes that we switch to that and everyone clicks yes, then we'll have to switch it. Because this is a democracy and anyone can write a proposal. So let's give an example of balance of voting. Mike has 1 million bar and Ken has 200,000 bar. Only Mike and Ken voted. Mike voted yes, so yes wins because Mike has 1 million bar. Voting power, which is more than 200,000. So that is when it start coming into a baller type of thing. Like the person who holds the biggest bag of the crypto got the biggest say on the projects that come out. We might get to balance of voting at one point, but I don't think it's fair to start that way. If we want anyone to be able to vote, then they don't have to have a balance. We're going to issue them one as a ticket. So again, if anybody want to learn about these protocols too, outside of what I'm doing, I'm just exploiting protocol that's readily available on Web 3.0 after spending thousands with developers trying to get to this point. So let's keep going. Your proposal reasoning needs to be considered, taken into account. The first reasoning you want to take into account is the Treasury Percentage, which is available right on the front page of our snapshot. It says no proposal should be written for more than 10% of the Treasury. And this percentage will decrease to 2.5% as the Treasury grows. Because once we get $1 million, we think it's healthy for any human to be able to write a proposal to be able to get 25,000. You see what I'm saying? That's healthy. It's not depleting the funds. It's sustainable. But when you got a lot lesser amounts, like we was going to start with about, I never had no predetermined amount, but after this crash, just think we went from 1 cent and we done lost like 60% of value on some stuff. And so right now I'm thinking humbly and modestly, like, look, just start it off small and neat. Maybe 10 to 15 grand in the Treasury. And if people can write proposals for a higher percentage of that amount in the Treasury, it still will be worthwhile. So if you start with 10 grand, they can write a proposal for 10% of that. Okay, cool. Now it could be, obviously, that every proposal ain't gonna qualify, and there is a proposal submission fee, which pushes it up. There's also a cool off period. And multiple proposals. No more than one proposal per incubation period, which is a funding period. If your proposal is funded, you experience a cool-off period of 90 days. So you ain't getting another proposal in there. Also, there's going to be a cool-off period for us to make sure we don't deplete the funds. If we just paid out a G and it was only 10 Gs, then first of all, that's going to make hella shit grow because hella more new people going to come because you really did it. So they're going to be like, how I be down with that? And then you start another, what's called incubation period, where people can submit proposals again. For authorship, an author can submit one proposal per incubation period until the proposal is accepted. I think this might change. And if it don't, if this ain't changed before we launch on the first, then it's written in stone and people have to change it by writing a proposal. But I might change this before the first. An author can submit one proposal per incubation period until the proposal is accepted. No, that ain't what I mean. I mean something different. I just had a talk with some people who said it should be different. They said this should be, you pay your first contribution fee, but if you don't get accepted, your second proposal, you only have to put up 50% or whatever or less, because we're not trying to tax people who keep getting told no. But anyway, after an accepted proposal, you must take another contribution to retain authorship. So if you got your proposal accepted, you got your bread, it ain't like you could just write another proposal. You feel me? That would be unfair to people who haven't got stuff granted yet. Anyway, I think I'm at 47 minutes. I'm going to try to do this video for an hour long. So now what we talking about? Payments, royalty payments. This is the other side of it. This is the outflowing money, passive income made from the intellectual property that is to be redistributed to the people who contributed to this. So this is way better than Kickstarter. On Kickstarter, they give you a t-shirt. You get some shit for a keychain. You see? I said, nah, let's take some of the royalties and redistribute that. Because any deal we do, like even if I do, we've done deals and be on all kinds. What was the latest one? I just had one. Oh, we just did one for the Warriors. I just did my video for the Warriors but that wasn't licensing. If y'all haven't seen it, I'll show you, but it's a video I did with Golden State Warriors Entertainment, right? With E40, Cap D, Dell, and Juice from Chicago. And obviously, if this will turn into a class about royalties, but if you don't understand splits, let's talk about it, and I'm going to teach you quick. Take 100% and double it and make it 200%, because you got two sides of all two sides of all publishing payments. You got one, the mechanical side, right? And you got the publishing side. And so that's two sides of what's called a royalty or mechanical payment. And so, no, royalties are the divisions within those payments, but let me not confuse you. The reason why you took 100% and made it 200% because each side is exploited differently. And so they pay at different rates. And so and different people own different rights inside of that. For instance, on the mechanical side, you got the songwriter and the people who basically did the physical mechanics on the song, the background singers, the featured artists, the guitar players. Those are the people who get mechanicals, unless, of course, they wrote their rights away. So mechanicals, they get 100% of a mechanical payment. Yet there's another payment called the publishing that is not paid to, unless you wise and you're a good artist and know what you're doing, the publishing is not traditionally paid to the artist. The publishing is paid to the company that put out the music. Okay? So that's another check. That's why you take 100% and you double it 200%, and then you look. So if I did a song with somebody and I produced the beat, even though I'm turning this into another class, it's traditional for me to do. If I did a song, look, it's me, Joe Schmo rapper, just me and Joe Schmo rapper, and I made the beat. How much of that song am I getting, y'all? Oh, shout out, I see some people in the building, even though I'm talking about my other shit. We're going to get on the knowledge in a minute, but I like for y'all to be able to see this too, to see what we doing. If it's me, I want to see if somebody in the chat can answer this question. Shout out to the peoples. Thanks for the support. If it's me, and this is just some good information to know, and this is standard in the industry. If it ain't worked like this for you, you got. If it's me on the song, another rapper on the song, and I made the beat, how much percentage of the royalties is mine? Just say any numbers y'all think on TV, if anybody can. I know it's not a lot of people in the chat. Well, in most instances, remember what I just told you, that thank you, Venice. Dang. Venice, no, he said 75% exactly. And the reason why is because the beat is half of the intellectual property. The beat ain't a third of it. You got vocals and you got a beat. So if I wrote my lyrics and somebody else wrote some lyrics, we 50-50. But then I made the beat all by myself. I get 100% of the beat, and I get 50% of the other songwriters. You see what I'm saying? Oh no, I said 50%. I get, it's going, well, let me see. I would get 50%. I would really get 100% of the beat. But it'll turn, that 100% turns back down to 50%. Because you're working on a 200% scale, looking at both sides of it, but it eventually gets reduced back down to 100%. People in music know what I'm talking about. And so what happens here is, I would get 100% of that, and then 50%, which would turn into 75%, that 150%, once you divide it back down to 75%. And so what happens here is, now in the DAO, we put out T-Bone, one song, they got a proposal, and they said that we get a percentage. We put out Casual, they got a song, and they said they wanted to give this amount back to DAO. We put out Lil Loke, Sherry B, Dale, and Mike True. These are all people who got proposals approved, and we put a little bit of money towards their project, and for that commitment, they said this DAO could get a little bit of their royalties. So I put an arbitrary number up here. This start out, these artists total $10K monthly in royalties to the DAO. I'm talking about the percentage to the DAO. This is an arbitrary number, but you don't want to think small and you don't want to sell dreams. And so this is definitely a handsome, but it's a modest number, okay? And so, I mean, it could be achieved easily. That's not like you got to work hella hard to, like, have a collective of people finally get to this. One song could do way better than this, but the percentages of that happening with a solo effort are slim to none. So that's why I'm not thinking about solo efforts. I think about group efforts. This 10K monthly royalties will constitute a payment back to the contributors to the DAO, but not a monthly payment. It'll be calculated quarterly, just like most royalty payments are. It should be calculated quarterly because royalties really don't roll in like that. So after 1 month, you'll be looking up, it'll be on $2 in there. But I'm saying though, you gotta work, and gotta realize that this is a long-term plan that eventually grows and grows and grows. And so if you don't got a way, if you ain't got no way to get passive income in your life right now, this is a starter way. And if you don't want to do it this way, just take it where I got this from. I got this from my knowledge of people in the music industry that are willing to sell their publishing for some upfront money. I did it. Look, we was fighting when we got our first deals because the Souls of Mischief was one of the first groups in history that got Jive Records to not ask for your publishing. Go look that up. Shout out to Michael Ashburn, who was our lawyer at the time. He negotiated so tough. He was like, if you want them, give them their publishing. But they didn't have as much interest from me, but they still had like a deal on the table for me, and they didn't want to relinquish my publishing all the way. But I saw me and my partners was talking. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language. I'm like, I sell 50% of my publishing. I'm gonna do the deal. They're gonna give me some money. They gave me some stacks for that publishing, and now 30 years, 20 years later, I don't regret it. I got a song in the movie Die Hard 3. I got songs all over the place. It don't be from my work. It be from somebody else who get a percentage from the exploitation of that song. You see? So that is the part of the royalty. That's the part of the publishing and royalty game that we all could add to our life. Just like we got, when we bored, we got hoop. When I'm bored, I got fishing. Like, I don't really hoop no more, but it used to be like fishing, hoop, whatever. Well, when we need money, we got certain things we turn to too. Once we learn other ways to set up passive income streams that ain't even hard and shit, I guarantee you could get a percentage of half any mediocre rapper publishing on a song for about $1,000. You think I'm playing? I'm talking about just an average, they got some followers, 50,000, 100,000 followers. You can hear them be like, hey, bro, I like that song. I want 10% of your, of the streaming. Here go 50. I want to do a licensing deal. 1,500 for 5 years. What? They going to take that 1,500 right through the inbox, right on Instagram. And you're going to be getting your money. But let me not go on for too long because I want to go to other topics and do a different video. So the other type of proposals that can be submitted to the DAO are organizational proposals. These proposals don't require you pay no contribution fee, but they have to go through an author. That's someone who did pay a contribution fee. That's how that works. So that's how authors have more authority too. You feel me? Because people who want to just change the DAO, it could be any Joe Schmo. But you can't just come into the DAO and change it. You got to contact an author, submit your organizational proposal to an author, and that author got the authority to present it in front of the community or not. Just like that. And so if you want to be an author, then you're going to contribute and do it your own self if you have a problem with that. And finally, we got refund proposals. Obviously, if you've contributed to the DAO and you can just write a refund proposal to the other members. At any time. No one says they're going to say, yeah, because it's community governed and people be like, what? Nah, we in this to win this. But again, that's something that they thought of with DAOs that was a really good thing to implement And so we had about an hour exactly. Let me try to bring this to a close. Organizational proposals. Again, lead the DAO in the direction that you want by writing organizational proposals. Change the quorum, the voting system, the contribution fee, or any aspect of the DAO by writing organizational proposals. Ain't no limit to it. They can say, hey, yo, we should start accepting proposals for starving animals. If 100% of the people agree, if you get the quorum, then the DAO just changed. And so that's how that works. And you have a list of proposals that shows all the previous protocols, and how people got to that point. Funding periods, which I call incubation periods. Funding periods will last for 30 days or a month, with possible cool-off periods in between. Each proposal has a voting period of 7 days. 650 people in 7 days. Get your work on. We might have to do 14 days. We'll see what. Again, but if somebody want to switch it from 7 to 14 days, what they do, write a proposal, an organizational proposal for that. Authors could write one proposal for funding period with the 90-day cool-off period for authors of accepted proposals. And so we talk about a quorum, and then I'm going to get up out of here. To combat manipulation, we require a high quorum, and right now it's 650 votes on public votes. A high quorum on public votes. The reason why is anyone could just go make another wallet, and keep trying to vote. So it don't matter, because the public vote only constitutes the public vote. And we have fraud mechanisms in place to detect fraud. Like to go see, so we're going to ask those people to also join another group. And if you got hella people who voted, but nobody who joined the group, we'll know. You feel me? And it could just simply be a verification group. If you want this vote to go through, join the verification group. So anyway, even though the vote is public and a quorum is based on the total number of bar holders, a total of 100% of the public vote on any proposal constitutes 49% of the overall vote. Again, it's a total of 100% of the public vote, which is your quorum of 650 votes right now, constitutes 49% of the overall vote. So if everybody you know on your Facebook voted for you, you almost there. We retain the rights of final approval and the right to investigate duplicate votes and any form of voter fraud and manipulation. So once you hit that 49, you basically at your 50, at your 51. If you don't get caught cheating, then we just gonna press the button after your 7 days go up. But if you know, it's just to be clear. And that's how it is temporarily, and that will be changed. And so finally, I'm gonna put the benefits for the people who just hold in bar, you know, but they don't really want to do nothing with the DAO. But they like what we're doing there. The bar holders help build all this. This should take time, money, and everything. And it was the people who contributed to the initial liquidity offering to make this a thing. And so I just want to explain in closing how this benefits those people who don't even want to do nothing with this. So let's talk about the scarcity system. The bar DAO is designed, as you see, to bring scarcity to the currency of bar by locking it in our treasury, only to be released by a community vote. So that bar ain't gonna be on the market for sale. And as more and more people try to get money out the treasury, more bar goes into it. Then it gets tapped, it gets depleted because you just approve the proposal. Then we go in a cool-off period where people who want to be contributors build the pot back up, as well as the liquidity pool fees. And one more fee, I forgot, I'm not on that page right now. Well, anyway, it gives us time to keep the treasury stable. Marketability. Your initial contribution to the bar liquidity pool enabled the build of the bar DAO. As artists beseech bar to pay proposal submission fees, it creates a market for bar. Oh, I need to have this to do that. Where I get that at? Also, finally, with the Hyro Head NFTs, only bar holders who farmed Beats tokens could purchase the currently sold out Hyro Heads NFTs. By the way, they are currently sold out. Maybe it might be 3 available, and if you're interested and you're a Beats holder, you might want to go look, because I put up 5 and didn't tell nobody. Think somebody might have grabbed a couple. But Hyro Heads owners get DAO rights like proposal submission discounts and other loyalty considerations. So again, just by having the NFT, we can set it up so that it reads your wallet and see which NFTs is in your wallet and give you a reduced rate on doing certain things. And so now I just want to let y'all know we starting our first incubation period on July 1st. So I'm gonna get on all the social medias and start letting people know, but I don't want it to be, it's gonna grow, but I've killed my ambitions of thousands of people early, because it's going, as soon as it benefits that one special loyal person who been rocking with us. And if they keep their word and they produce their project after we give them their funds and they put them, I know we could talk about the details of collecting royalties and stuff. It's going to be cool. So let's talk about this. The bar DAO, our first incubation period starting July 1st. All right, I explained how we're not a traditional DAO. We're not doing governance tokens. I'm not having to worry about none of that stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change the name from DAO once we all get an understanding of what's going on to some type of Web 3.0 publishing company. Because this is really what it is. And what people in the future will realize is that this template, whether or not this tree grows the tallest, this is going to be a forest of these. And so let's talk about our first one. Our first incubation period starting July 1st. The public vote quorum is 650 votes. The maximum proposal amount is $1,000 USD in bar, and your contribution fee is $15K bar. So I was about to put close to 50 bucks. 15,000 bar right now is like $48. That money go to the Treasury. See, that's why I don't be thinking about, because, I mean, that money just goes straight to the Treasury. But something my partner talked about earlier, and it made me consider, man, so really, I really am doing all this shit for free. Not true, though, but true. Not true, because when you build something that, if the market capital of something that you build grows and grows and grows, you know you don't got the market capital in your bank account. You know that, right? Like, people be thinking when somebody say, what's his market cap? That don't mean they got that money in their bank. It's the similar with crypto. The market cap is the collection of all of the holders who hold it, how much that is worth. And so if you created something that gets, like, our market capital got all the way up to like 4.5 million. Okay? So I created something that gained the market capital up to 4.5 million. You feel what I'm saying? That's an asset. And so the same as for the bar DAO, this is going to become its own asset. And this intent is to be decentralized. But I don't want to escape from no accountability to our government. And so that's what a lot of people have been trying to do, and they've been doing this shit anonymously. And I ain't the one. Y'all can get away with that. I live right in America, and I'm doing it the American way, and so that we can, I don't care. That's what Jay-Z said. He said, pay your taxes, y'all ends is hustling backwards. And so really you got to understand that this is the way you gain the proper support. And and then they want to, if it was an industry thriving, they want to bring in the proper regulations and all that thing to support what you're doing. With that being said, I'm going to tune myself off from this video and get into some other things, but I want y'all to know where the voting takes place, and you can look into it right now, is snapshot.org. Let me put the link in the chat. I hope it's in the description, but yeah, this is all with crypto. Snapshot.org / HyroCoin.eth. And HyroCoin.eth is just a name for any Ethereum name server. And so you go to that link right there, you'll see our voting protocol in place. And if nothing else, just watch it. And you're going to see, all right, say, to me, most of the time it doesn't go that way. Most producers and singer-songwriters only get a percentage. Yeah, it fits. That's because a lot of people don't know what they're doing. I can show you shit I did with Puffy and Biggie Smalls and DJ Mr. C. And if I show you that, I got the biggest percentage. I'll show you that in closing because they used my beat. It was Mr. C's album. It was Puffy and Biggie. You know, they tied in together. Biggie Smalls rapped over my beat that I made on an album in the negotiations. I got 50% of everything, and they had to split the rest. And so that was honorable, and that's the way it's supposed to go. I'm not saying anything boastful. I got songs where I only get like 5-10% if I only said a certain little something. So if you know the math and you want to do publishing splits, go look at the new E40 song we did. It's 5 rappers on it. You know what I'm saying? And so you dividing the songwriter side by what? By 5. You taking 100%, dividing that by 5. Each one of those rappers. But 40 ain't gonna stand for that because he the biggest rapper, right? And so normally in those type of negotiations, E40 gonna say, I'm bringing more value to this song, so my publishing split ain't about to be equal with the dudes who don't got no name. Everybody got a name on that song, but I'm explaining how that be going down. Yeah, we all took a big hit with crypto, but just hold it out, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because don't sell while everything down. Wait for the economy to correct itself, gas prices to go down, and people to be willing. What I'm trying to do ain't really affected by the nature of the market, is because at no matter what extent we trying to execute this plan. And so I'm going to bring an end to this video, and we coming back building and doing that good knowledge or whatever. Thank y'all for supporting. And I'm going to leave y'all with this one. This song's so true. I'll be trying to tell y'all, just listen to what I say.
It's the crypto commandments. It's the crypto commandments. Yeah, I can teach you something that you don't know. The rules of making money off crypto. The crypto commandments.
Yeah, we coming back live in a minute. Make sure y'all tune in.
I can teach you something.
But listen to the crypto commandments.
The rules of making money off crypto.
Alright, this ain't financial advice, but we've been land banking. The expansion on the mansion is nice. If you never took a chance in your life and you want some Bitcoin, I can knock a few grand off the price. Yeah, that's cool. Yep. Here's rule number 1, be cautious, cause there's some shit you've never done. Rule number 2, only invest what you wanna lose. Like that money with the chick you blew on a cruise. Rule number 3, buy the rumor, sell the news, cause the noobs get enthused. See, we read stock charts, watch tickets, and do fundamentals. Rule number 4, watch the price and make a move when it's on the floor. Look like the Robin Hood app was stealing from the poor. My one talk too much, know everything. Partner told me Bitcoin was over when it hit 4 bands. I said, you're a plan, I ran and bought more, man. The same dude said it was a short squeeze and his brain got popped over GameStop stock when that thing got dry. Rule number 5, if you buy it and it take a dive, buy more, double down, that'll decrease your cost average, your boss savage. But I ain't acting like I ain't lost cabbage. My thoughts be tossing darts and you can learn from my experiences with all seriousness, which leads me to rule number 6, never use an online wallet for your grips, not Coinbase or none of that shit, these is chips. secure insured website, you could call it that. My niggas breaking in the app should get your wallet hacked. I said I need a favor. My man gave me an encrypted code he wrote down on a piece of paper, and that's 250 of them in a paper wallet. He owed me one, he try and make it solid, huh? Rule number 7, if you're scared, go to church and get the money to the reverend. Yeah, scared money don't make none, and real money don't mean none. I'm in Vermont, rare honey with Dunny shooting a skeet gun. Mommy got a unique physique with the feet done. She keep the toes out. I had XRP holdings, she said close out. Which leads me to rule number 8. You can move on the price or you can move on the weight or the trade value. You know the way I do. Buy some new shit, I pull up there like, hey, how are you? Shit, rule number 9, remember this ain't the stock market. Be in it for the long haul. Buy some altcoins, I got ETH at 150. He welterweight, he got beef at 150. You don't wanna rock, man. Look, I got this Glock and the ring off the blockchain. Fat boy with the pants on, think he slim. The pinky ring look like an inky rim. Getting crypto money out the ATM. Y'all niggas still doing cash money, that's baby now. Yeah, rule number 10. Don't be stingy, share the money with a friend. Let your partner know when to sell and when to spend. That's how we all win.
It's the crypto commandments. It's the crypto commandments.